Hello everybody, welcome to Wednesday, hump day as some call it. Still reliving the past weekend, but also looking forward to the weekend ahead. Sort your priorities out if that's your life. The whole day, the whole week should be enjoyed. Monday right through till Sunday. If it's not, you're doing something wrong with your life. Ready for another show? Of course you are. Let's get into it. I'm going to hit you with that transition. Hoosh. So coming up in today's show, we will talk Tour de France, Femmes Avec Zwift. Listen, I'm all for Zwift getting involved. I'm all for sponsors bringing in money. But Avec Zwift every time. But anyway, before we get on to the women's, let's go back to the Tour de France that finished on Sunday and on the Champs-Élysées. What an original idea. Whoever thought of that? End of a race, propose to your missus. Jonas Rutsch of EF Education, Easy Post, popped the question on the Champs-Élysées. Slightly more romantic than the Sir Chris Hoy Velodrome. But hey, listen mate, it's not going to last. Never does. Just, can it? Anyway, best of luck to the happy couple. What a beautiful picture. Not going to last. And something I forgot to mention on Monday, I don't know if you've been watching it, but Tour de Tietema here on YouTube has been putting out some great content. So if you've followed him for a few years, you'll realise that he's been to the Tour de France a couple of years and his videos kept getting banned by the ASO because he was showing race footage. But this year, somehow, however he managed to do it, whether he paid the ASO off or what, he brought us some amazing content. And just like he did last year and the video got banned, was the wheelie competition. I mean, looking back now, he tried to get the riders to do a wheelie competition up a hill during the race. But this year, he waited for the rest day, tried to get as many riders as he could. Just, again, phenomenal content. If you want to go and check that out, link is down in the description. I think Tom Pidcock thought he was going to be the winner of this, but I'll not spoil it for you. Just go and watch it. It's cracking. And while we're on the subject, let's keep it with the World Tour and let's talk about Julien Alaphillipe. No sooner had I said, he's back. He just won the first stage of Tour of Wallonie. He pulled out of the second stage due to COVID.
Bonjour, it is me, Julien Alaphillipe, and Zunata Comenimi. I have a COVID.
Does make you wonder though, how many riders, if any, are using COVID as an excuse to get out of a race? Like, did he see that first stage and go, I want to win that, but I can't be bothered with the rest of it. I'll win that. If I win it, I'll get COVID, and then I'll just move on to the next goal. A race that I can do next week, which I could win. I don't know. But anyway, I reported saying he'd won. He's back. Great. Ended up getting COVID. Unbelievable. And Mark Cavendish. Mark Cavendish last night made his first appearance in the brand new national stripes of Great Britain.
Cav took to Instagram and he said the following. I can't do Mike's accents. First outing with me British champ stripes in some criterium last night. Don't know what's going to stress me more, keeping it lovely and white or knowing I got horizontal stripes round me dad belly. Nailed it.
But the question I've got is, who wore it better? Ben Swift or Mark Cavendish? But I pass the question off to you. Which nation has the best national jersey and who looks the best in said national jersey? So loads to talk about in stages 2 and 3 of Tour de France Femmes Avec Zwift. Mainly Marianne Vos goes into yellow, the GOAT, acquires one of the few jerseys she has never had bestowed upon her, but she is now in yellow. Potentially going all the way, maybe, who knows? But that wasn't really the only talking point. Stage 2 saw a plethora of crashes in the peloton. It was nervous, there was crosswinds, there was a lot going on, but as you probably saw on other news sites, not that this is a news site, a huge crash involving Marta Cavalli and Nicole Frain from Park Hotel Valkenburg. How this managed to happen, I'll never know.
What happened?
I was just coming back from a crash and I was coming in pretty fast through the convoy and through the cars and just about to come back onto the peloton and I think there was another crash just right at the back and yeah, I sort of thought I'd make it through the gap, and yeah, I didn't. So yeah, I was going in pretty fast.
Ah, right. Okay, so she, yeah, that clears that up. She was going for a gap. Now, the only gap I can see here is that one there. Now, no cyclist in their right mind would ever consider trying to get through that gap. Think of the most highly skilled cyclist. Let's go Tom Pidcock, for instance. He ain't going through that gap. He ain't going through that. From the way she comes, she ain't seen that gap.
Marta Cavalli is lucky that she was, one, able to get back up on a bike, finish the stage, and ultimately have to retire after it. But the fact that she managed to even get up is... ah, man, that was a terrifying crash. So stage 2, you could say, was an absolute disaster for FDJ Futuroscope, but they managed to turn their luck around. On stage 3, Cecilie Uttrup Ludwig ended up taking a monumental victory. The Danes doing it again. It certainly made up for the shit luck they've had, and what an amazing interview this woman gave. She's always been entertaining, but this was amazing.
Cecilie, congrats. That's a pure moment of emotions.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just, it feels like such a good comeback after. I have to say it was a fucking shit day yesterday. And losing Marta and crashing and have to come back and then I just loved how the team kept the fighting spirit, and yeah, we knew that today was a super good day, and if I had the legs, then I could try and go for the win and to actually do it and be a Tour de France stage winner. And then this jersey, oh my god. It doesn't get better. Yeah.
Can you explain your sprints? How strong were you to beat Marianne Vos?
Yeah, I don't think I realized it yet. But it was... And I actually... I didn't come into like the last corner in the best position, but I just kept fighting. And... what a victory, man. And this is for the team. This is for my team. They did such a good job yesterday, and they kept believing in me. So, yeah. I love you guys.
What a win and what a year for Denmark.
Yeah, what a year for Denmark.
Huge congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thoroughly deserved for Cecilie. What a rider. What a personality. What a star. The sport certainly needs more people like her, so huge congratulations to Cecilie. But my highlight of yesterday was Valtteri Bottas, the Formula One driver, handing out bottles to his partner's team, Canyon SRAM. I dread to think what his contracts were for Formula One, in the tens of millions. And here he is at the side of the road, working as a soigneur, handing out bottles. He even tried to give one of the bottles to one of the motorbike riders. What a guy. Oh, it warms my heart, it really does. It is funny though that Valtteri Bottas is stood at the side of the road, essentially doing a job that I did at one point, and I know how much you didn't get paid for that job. Not that he needs the money, clearly. Anyway, I just thought it was hilarious. Let's have a transition. And finally, let's check out this clip over on YouTube. It's just a car with a dash cam, just heading down the M6. Just going about the business, driving along, and over on the left-hand side, yep, that's right, it's a Deliveroo rider. When I first saw this, my first instinct, obviously, was that this must be Cameron Jeffers doing some sort of stunt video for views, but it wasn't. Just a Deliveroo rider that had lost his way, that had used his sat-nav and thought that it was absolutely fine to go down the motorway. But it's not the first time this has happened, obviously. It happened at the Commonwealth Games in 2014 when one of the teams, one of the small islands I think it was, they jumped on the M74, out on a training ride, decided to jump on the M74 around Glasgow to do the training. Brilliant. And then back in March, over on Twitter, This is a smart motorway. All 4 lanes are open at this point. There's a Just Eat rider. Absolute. Anyway, let's end the show there. Leave your comments down below and let me know about all the stories that we've covered. But in particular, right at the end there, seeing those stories, what's the stupidest thing you've ever seen a cyclist do? Could be opening a can of worms there, but let's find out. What's the stupidest thing you've ever done as a cyclist? What's the stupidest thing you've ever seen a cyclist do? Leave your comments down below. And don't forget, this show is purely entertainment. Potentially, none of this is factually correct. We're just having a little bit of fun and giving you a little break from everyday life. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Hit that like button if you did. If you didn't, hit that dislike button. Hit that subscribe button. And above all, stay sexy. Just stay sexy.